I don't have the time to learn literally everything about every single group that I like, every single idol in every single group. I don't have time to memorize everything. Birthdays, favorite colors, shoe sizes, what Subin specifically said in a variety show episode 182 at timestamp 1 minute and 23 seconds. Okay, I don't know. The worst one is, can you speak English? Speak English, speak English, speak English. No, bestie, learn Korean. Sorry. Oh, hi there. Welcome in if you're new, or welcome back if you are not new. I am Sel, your local K-pop gremlin with way too many opinions. And today, I'm going to be sharing 6 more of those opinions with you. First of all, thank you everyone so much for the wonderful feedback on my first K-pop opinions video. It was literally the second video I posted on this brand new channel, and I did not expect such a positive response. If you took the time to leave a comment or even sub to the channel because of that one and you're returning, I appreciate you like so much. So thank you again. And you might not be able to tell, but I've actually upgraded my mic since then. So hopefully my voice is a bit clearer and less echoey than the first time. Also, if you hear any cat noises during this video, my cat is on my lap right now as I'm recording and he's being very bad, very noisy. So I apologize in advance for that. Anyway, if you like content surrounding K-pop discussions, you know the drill. Drop a like, leave a comment, sub to the channel, and consider following me on Twitch to interact with me live at twitch.tv/Selendria. That link is in the description box below. Like last time, my opinions in this video are going to be sorted from least serious to most serious, so opinions are going to get a little bit spicier as the video goes on. Additionally, if you disagree with any of these opinions, I would love to hear it. As long as you maintain respect at all times in the comment section, we can like different things, we can feel different things, we can have different opinions. That's okay, as long as we're being respectful. Anyway, let's jump right in. My first opinion, again, might be a little goofy, right? So this is going to be my least serious opinion, and that's that Seulgi's 28 Reason, in my personal opinion, was the best solo debut of this year. Like, if you ask me who had the best one, and I think about all of them, I'm definitely going to have to pick 28 Reasons as the best solo debut of 2022. To be honest, 28 Reasons came out of nowhere. I had no idea it was coming, and it popped up and it smacked me in the face. And I was like, thank you. Thank you for smacking me in the face, because I love this song. The second I listened to it and I watched the music video, I added it directly to my K-pop playlist. Actually, I also added it to my villain K-pop playlist, so I have a villain-themed song playlist on Spotify. Let me know if you want me to make a video about what songs are on that villain playlist, but this is definitely one that I felt fit the vibe. I don't even follow Red Velvet super closely, to be honest, so I wasn't anticipating this debut, but I'm really thankful that it came out. I personally prefer the sound and the concept a lot more than some of the other debuts this year. I know Nayeon's Pop did really, really well, but Pop wasn't really a song that I like. It's very catchy, but it's not really up my alley. But that's just my personal preference. This opinion is all about vocals, and when I'm watching like a live stage, I personally want to hear actual live raw vocals. I would much, much, much prefer that than, stages with lip syncing. And there are certain stages and certain performances that are more prone to lip syncing. And there's also more groups and more companies that are more prone to lip syncing. And I know depending on the stage and the equipment they have, they're going to make the backing track a little bit louder. And I never hold any bitterness towards specific groups that lip sync. Like, usually it's not their fault and they still do an amazing performance. Dancing and even lip syncing is still really, really tough. But I just really, really love hearing live vocals, even if those live vocals aren't perfect. It's so freaking hard to dance and sing. Like, have you guys ever tried it? It's really, really difficult. That's something that, idols need to build up. It's a skill that they don't immediately have. So as a viewer, as a fan, as a listener, I'm actually really excited to be able to hear the effort in voices while people are dancing. Additionally, I love to be able to watch idols throughout the months and the years and actually be able to pinpoint how they've improved their live vocals over time, which I won't be able to do if the group is just lip syncing, It doesn't inherently kill a performance for me, as I was saying earlier, and it doesn't make me think less of the idols at all in any way, shape, or form. But I think that raw live vocals hit different. They're so unique. They're so exciting to hear. Even if there's mistakes, even if they're not that stable, even if you can hear that they're a little bit wobbly, or maybe somebody messed up a word, or you can hear breathing, or you can hear the mic being tapped. I want that rawness, personally. It just makes me appreciate the art of dancing and singing and being a live performer so much more. This specific opinion was actually inspired by a discussion that I had in my Discord. So I actually have a Discord server that's mostly built around my Twitch streaming, but we also have a K-pop channel there. And, me and some of my friends and community members were discussing, fandoms like ARMY or like Blinks, fandoms that are surrounding these really, really big groups. And a lot of the times, because these fandoms are so big, they do have some, not so nice people. And some of my community members were saying that those not so nice people push them away from, standing or being a fan of some of these popular groups. And it made me start to think, like, so this isn't directed at my community members, but it made me start to think about how there are some people in all hobbies, all aspects of interests out there, but especially K-pop, right? There are some people in K-pop that purposefully hate on popular groups because they think it makes them look cool. They think it makes them better than other people. And this need to be a contrarian is like I said, common amongst a lot of subjects and hobbies, but K-pop in particular can be really, really toxic about it. I understand if you don't like the music or you don't like the idols or you have like a particular problem with an idol that's in a big popular group. Like let's just name names like BTS and Blackpink, or honestly even Stray Kids or IVE, who I feel like are gaining popularity recently. I get if you just don't like their music, right? But some people use the fact that they're incredibly popular as the main reason why they would never even give them a chance. It's that they're popular, right? And I don't like the popular things. I have to find the niche things. I have to find the underrated artists. And that's what makes my taste in music better than everybody else. Because if you just like the popular groups, you're just scraping the surface of K-pop. There's so many better groups out there, which is like a half truth, right? There's a lot of really awesome underrated artists out there. And it's a shame that some people really only know the really big popular groups. But specifically hating on and shitting all over these popular groups doesn't make you a better person, doesn't make you have better music taste, doesn't make you cooler than other people. It doesn't separate you from the basic crowd. It fills me with ick, honestly, because just because a group is popular like BTS, it doesn't mean that they've had everything handed to them. It doesn't mean that they deserve hate. Do you know how hard they work? You know how hard those dudes work? Anyway, don't even get me started on that. It really reminds me of that not like other girls attitude that I personally had in high school, because back in high school, I only really listened to dad rock like Pink Floyd, Led Zeppelin, and everyone else on the bus was asking me, oh my God, have you heard Lady Gaga's new song? And I was like, ew, how do you like Lady Gaga? She's so popular. Please excuse the fact that I just said Gaga instead of Gaga. It's just one of those days. Now that I'm an adult, though, I can kind of like reflect back on that, and I really cringe at my own behavior, primarily because, excuse me, Lady Gaga is a queen. I just couldn't see it back then. But anytime someone is an elitist about their music choices, I die a little bit inside. Let people like things. You're not better than another person because of your niche, underrated music taste, okay? This one is really important to me because I think there's a lot of pressure specifically on K-pop fans to know literally everything about anything. Look, I only have so many hours in a day, and I have 2 jobs. I'm a college instructor and I'm a content creator. Okay, bestie? I don't have the time to learn literally everything about every single group that I like, every single idol in every single group. I don't have time to memorize everything. Birthdays, favorite colors, shoe sizes, what Subin specifically said in a variety show episode 182 at timestamp 1 minute and 23 seconds. Okay, I don't know. I might have not even seen that variety show. That still doesn't mean that I'm not a fan of Subin. So I'm really frustrated with people thinking that like, oh, if you're a stan of so-and-so, you need to know literally everything about them. Some people in this K-pop community really think that someone who doesn't know every little detail isn't a quote real fan. Bro, if I like the music and I know general information about the group, I'm a fan. Okay, end of discussion. It's really not a competition. That being said, of course, if you're someone who likes learning all these facts and tidbits, more power to you. I totally understand. It's really fun to be able to dive in when you have the time, right? When you have the spoons. Just don't use that ability and that interest to claim that someone isn't a real fan if they can't meet you halfway on that. If they can't name every single album, every single title track, every single B-side off the top of their head, it's just exhausting. So I only watch a handful of lives. The main live that I watch is Chan's Room, but I've seen a few other ones here and there. And the main reason why I don't watch a lot more lives is because I don't speak Korean. So there's a lot going on that I don't know, what the translation is. So sometimes I'll watch compilations afterward. But when I'm sitting there, and especially when they're speaking Korean and I don't know what they're saying, sometimes I look at the comments, right? The live chat. And the behavior of fans during some lives make it really, really difficult to watch. Sometimes I have to hide the comments. Like I literally have to close it and take a breather so I can focus on the idol, stop getting distracted. But sometimes the idol even engages in some upsetting comments. So for example, I recently have noticed that Chan has been responding to a lot of negative comments about like weight and eating, rather than focusing on the positive comments. If you can hear my husband in the background, I'm so sorry. He's in a work meeting right now and we're in completely different rooms and you can still hear him. And I'm so sorry about that. I know it's likely a lot of young fans, right? I know the ones that really upset me are probably pretty young and I have to be a little patient. But some of the comments really, really make me, they just make my skin crawl. Like the worst one is, can you speak English? Speak English, speak English, speak English. No, bestie, learn Korean. Sorry. You are watching somebody who lives in South Korea, who works in South Korea, and oftentimes is Korean themselves. Not always, but is often Korean themselves. And that's usually their first language. And they're going to speak Korean, and that's their right. So if you want to whine about not knowing what they're saying, go ahead and learn Korean, okay? That's the main thing that you can do to fix that. I'm sad today. Can you cheer me up? Why would the idol stop to cheer one person up? It's just really selfish. Or the worst one is, it's my birthday, can you say hi? Is it really your birthday? The amount of people that say it's their birthday in these lives is really weird. Maybe it really is their birthday, but I kind of have the feeling that people are just lying that it's their birthday because they want the idol to be like, oh my God, happy birthday. Or the worst one is like, can you be my boyfriend just for the day? Stop. I'm getting secondhand embarrassment. I'm not even in the same room with you, but you're making me so creeped out right now. So as someone who streams myself, I cannot imagine how idols feel getting comment after comment of low-key spam like this. Because to me, I kind of view it as spam. It's not quite trolling, but I kind of view it as just spamming the chat with things that are like, do you really want the idol to engage with you, or are you just typing things to type it? You know what I mean? I think feeling relatively anonymous in these live chats and being in a wave of thousands of people commenting, of course, are making people lose their minds a little bit. And of course, these are probably young fans that are commenting under a very attractive idol's live chat. But the whole thing just makes it harder for me to sit down and really watch the live. In a nutshell, I just find this behavior a tad bit embarrassing. At the end of the day, it's kind of my fault for even reading the live chat. I acknowledge that, but it's kind of like a train wreck that I can't look away from. I'm sorry. All right, I'm going to try to verbalize this one the best I can. This is, the last opinion, so this is my most seriously held opinion for this video. And how do I explain this? I think that now that K-pop has grown a lot in popularity, at least where I live in the States, right? We're kind of having the Korean invasion here in the States, and it's really popular these days, which I'm excited about. But I've noticed a trend of YouTubers who don't listen to K-pop, don't consume any of the content. So I can consider these non-fans. I've noticed a trend of them making really long videos criticizing the K-pop community and the industry. So for example, I recently came across a video on how K-pop idols are way too thin and they're all starving themselves, or a lot of videos about the frequency of plastic surgery in South Korea, or videos on how hard the trainee process is, and even videos on past idols who have struggled with mental health and have lost that fight with mental health, right? You know what I'm talking about. I'm not claiming in any way, shape, or form that the industry is above criticism and doesn't deserve it. Quite the opposite, actually. There are so many problematic things that occur both in the community surrounding K-pop and the industry that pumps out idol after idol at a startlingly quick rate, right? That's something that you and I both know. We're not ignorant. There's a lot of problems, and these problems are worth discussing, 100%. But I personally prefer consuming that content when it comes from people who actually know K-pop, who can appreciate it as a genre, who understand the history and the culture around it. In fact, I particularly prefer to hear criticism and opinions coming from people who are from South Korea, right? Either currently live there or have lived there in the past, because they have firsthand experience with how culture can intersect with these problems that we're discussing and can give us kind of the best insight into being able to criticize that. That's just me personally, though. And part of that is because I've watched a couple of these videos coming from non-fans, and unfortunately, they often include factual errors or even insensitivity And it makes it harder to take their videos seriously when they're making mistakes, when they're including pictures of idols who have passed away, even though those idols' parents have asked them to stop talking about their death, right? It's just insensitivity that makes it really hard to watch. Whereas I genuinely feel like the videos that I watch that come from actual fans are not only far better researched, but are more nuanced, right? And are better at understanding and explaining these complications, these minute differences and nuances of the problems that they're discussing in a way that says, hey, I like the music, I love consuming the content, I love the community, but we need to fix our problems from the inside. That's just the content that I prefer watching. So I hope that this trend of non-fans just criticizing the community from the outside kind of fades away. And again, this is like the live chat opinion that it's kind of my fault for even engaging in this content. I'm the one clicking on it and watching it and giving it a like, or not a like, but giving a view, right? I acknowledge that. But I think it's our job as fans of the genre to kind of take over that mantle, and the criticism needs to come from us at the end of the day. Okay, well, that's the end of the video. Those are my 6 opinions for the day. If you like this kind of content, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, maybe turn on the alarm bell so you can get alerted every time I post. I recently have been posting anywhere between 1 to 3 times a week. I have tons of really fun videos planned, including more opinion videos in the future, but I also do music video reactions as well as just generally telling you what I think about releases, whether those are past releases or new releases. So if you're interested in those types of discussion around the K-pop community, don't forget to sub to the channel, and thank you so much for getting all the way to the end of this video. I appreciate you so much, and I'll see you next time. Bye.